Welcome to my podcast on my research into the electromagnetic spectrum and electronic voice phenomena, extraterrestrials, and the paranormal. This is a place for the fringe. This is a place for my fringe. And I want to talk about what I've recorded in the past. And I want to talk about the voices that those of you that do pay attention to me have heard. I want to talk a bit about that in this video. Trying to stir in something that will not stir. Come off my spoon. It's oil. So, what I want to say I'm realizing some things. Now think about it. How far back has this phenomenon gone? Ed and Lorraine? What was that? Was that 60s? 70s? It's been around a lot longer than that. People have recorded this phenomenon on ancient devices created by electrical engineers, etc. The first electronic voice phenomena device, well, I believe it just popped in my head. Strange for somebody like me. Radave is the name. Or Radave. Are you here? We're back again, sir. I'm following up on your research. You want to come here and speak with us? Konstantin Radave. Did I say your name right? Mr. Radave, I've got a hypothesis. That is, there are two ways to be on your plane, okay? We all know the first way. The other way is artificial. It can be created by me. By humans. Through quantum computers. That's our future. You're our future. We are the past. That's my hypothesis. Public, if you are not aware, this is an electronic voice phenomena session, and today's date is August 17th, 2024. 2:18 a.m. I'm fascinated by my own thoughts sometimes, and I'm coming here because I will get exhausted trying to explain to you what I want to explain, what I want to make a video about, or the activities that I want to do. I'll explain it without spending the time doing it. So that's the purpose of these podcasts, is activity towards proactivity in regard to my compartmentalizing my interests and my disinterests and or frustrations as a vlog. This right here is a research podcast. All scientists are welcome to download the audio from these podcasts. And government, if you do so, not for military purposes. I'm not handing you technology you can use to go blow up people. Or do worse than you've already done. I'm a researcher. I'm a scientist too. Someday I'll earn that title. What I would like to explain, I want to go back to that device. I brought up that device for a reason. This is a research podcast. I brought up this device because, I invite you to be here with me. Pause the podcast, go get a cup of tea, whatever. Find a cozy environment. Maybe try out some of my experiments yourself if you would like. But know this. If you cross into this field with me, your life will never be the same. Never be the same. And it may not be a good thing. So proceed with caution. I'll be back. And again, viewer discretion is advised. So parents, if you don't want your children researching this kind of stuff, get them out of the room. Shut off their laptop. Nicely. If I was a child and my parent came up and shut off my laptop, I'd be like, you know? I don't know what it's like to be a parent. So I'm saying that because the subject material can be scary to those without courage, and to those that are weak here when it comes to being fooled by false doctrine, and superstition. And we're going to get into why that's important as well. Because these beings I've experienced don't like that. They don't like false doctrine. They don't like superstition. And if you allow them to, and sometimes you may not have a choice, once you come knocking on that door, is what I'm saying, they will knock back. They can. Unless they don't like you, and maybe they will come knocking back if they don't like you, because it's happened to me before. When I got to know these beings, when I welcomed them into my life intentionally, it became a commitment that still exists to this day. It's a relationship. It's a real relationship. Because they don't have many humans like me that want to know them, that are willing to look past the fear, that are willing to get to know them, are willing to get to understand them, willing to get to understand why they behave or do the things they do. I'm willing to look there. You know, I'm willing to have compassion and empathy towards a being that may be so bitter, they may want to slam somebody against the up against the wall, and they probably do it. You know, you could change a beings like that. You can change their life. You can change their mentality, their emotions, the way they process, the way they reason. You can have a good impact on those beings. And I believe I have. And they've had a good impact on me. I have a tendency to be a bit prideful, but they have humbled me when need be. And they will do it to anybody who crosses their paths in a way they don't like, or if they see you crossing somebody else and you communicate with them, let me put it this way, these beings are hands off until you say hands on. In my personal experience. And I've also learned that they don't like being spoken for, really. They don't like, so I try to relay my personal experience. And they will correct me. They will correct me at times if I say something where I don't know what I'm talking about, or if I assume something about them, or if I put an image out there of them that is not reality, you know. It will offend them and they'll let me know. And they'll correct it in one of several ways. They'll stop talking to me. They know it'll leave me feeling alone, and confused, or disappointed with myself if I've done something wrong. You know, I mean, it's like they will give me that chance to think. You know, like time to think. Because I know they're there. I know they're real. And if they go completely quiet, something's wrong. So we're going to go back to that device. I think it was the Konstantin Radeve, I think his name was. And during these recordings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be listening for any kind of background audio. I'm going to be listening, and I may analyze the audio stream in this video. So you're welcome to, if you can download this video or these videos by any means, you can go ahead and do so. Within rules of the whatever platform you may be viewing this from, like YouTube, you know, you could pay to download, you know. Videos hosted. Not sure how it would work, but I'll share the audio stream separately, I guess. I'll set up a folder. I have a folder in my Google Drive where I will be putting these recordings. Here's just the introduction to this podcast during this episode, and it's my private place that I'm carving out for myself. One of them. Couldn't get enough space on X. I've said my piece. If I have any more complications on that platform, I'll speak on it in a different podcast. But anyway, that's not what this one is about. This one is about this phenomena. And my fascination with where it comes from. Now, I've recorded these beings. I've once had 200 disembodied voices. 200 disembodied voices. Okay? That are recorded over the space of between 24 to 25? Maybe even a year. It's like when I first discovered these beings, like it was talk for both sides. And this is a real thing. This is real. These beings are real. They're intelligent. They're way smarter than us. Way smarter than us. They know the future, okay? If you treat them like a ghost, a spook, or demon, they will play on that if they don't like being treated that way. Does that make sense? And that's what I discovered. That's what I discovered. Because I used to be a Christian. I was from 15 through 24. Okay? For that long, 9 years or so. Until I realized, well, damn. this book isn't real, you know, um, because of a lot of the experiences that I was having, completely fly in the face of everything I ever believed. Jesus isn't coming to save you if they're attacking you. Doesn't matter how good of a Christian you are, how much you read your Bible alone by yourself in the choir room at school, how good of a church boy you are, it doesn't matter. Jesus isn't coming to save you when they want your attention. You remember that. You can cry with tears streaming down your face and beg for Jesus, and he will not save you, because it's happened to me. You remember that. That being said, now that's out of the way. um, Electromagnetic spectrum is where I believe these beings have the ability to communicate. And if any of you here hear me, you're welcome to interject at any time. I'm thinking cathode ray tube. Okay, I'm thinking electrons. I'm thinking back in the day, the conversion was just analog, right? I mean, there was no analog to digital conversion. There was just analog or pulse code modulation is where you go from analog to digital, and that's where you've got devices like this amp powering this right here. So I'm going to pick up a 24-bit microphone because it can more clearly gather syllables, and the pattern of this microphone, okay, goes like this. So any voice that you hear, it means it's next to me, because I can be behind this microphone and talking a little bit. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a microphone test. Okay, ready? Microphone test. Here's a microphone test. 1, 2. Microphone test. Microphone test. And I'm behind the microphone right now. Microphone test. Microphone test. Test 1, 2. Now I'm directly behind it. So this is a cardioid pattern microphone. This is the results that you get when you are directly behind the microphone. These are the results. Here are the results that you get when you are directly in front of the microphone. So this is why I need this pattern, and why I would benefit from several microphone patterns, because I can notate that research. I can now, when you're looking at microphones, so I'm getting to the root of some of the things, some of the questions that maybe scientists may ask. You know, hey, what about CB transmission, or what about any kind of radio interference that can be encoded through that, you know, during that analog to digital conversion. Because when you're looking at that analog conversion going to digital, you are in a condenser microphone. You've got a plate. You've got charged plates, okay? And when sound waves pass through those charged plates, it changes the balance between those plates, the charge. And that's how sound is recorded or picked up as an analog pattern, but it's through voltage. You see what I'm saying? So voltage is manipulated there. Voltage is being manipulated when these voices are being picked up. My voice or any other voice in the room. Or sound waves can manipulate electricity. So that means that sound has an impact on electricity, on electrons. That means sound waves can interact with electrons in some way that I don't fully understand. You know, of course I don't. I'm not a physicist yet, but I'm getting there. I mean, I'm in school, but so what this tells me is that whether it be by direct quantum interference of electrons or sound pressure waves coming from when you snap your fingers. Okay, it's I just asked myself, so what makes that what creates a sound wave, you know? Impact, some sort of kinetic energy or energy force, kinetic force. Sound wave is a form of, it should be a form of kinetic energy. So anything that can manipulate or carry momentum of energy should be able to manipulate an electron. Like light. Light should be able to manipulate electrons. In fact, I think a lot of our quantum computing in the future is going to be dependent on some of these principles that I'm describing. Sound and light. I really do believe that. I really do believe sound and light are the key waves. Waves are the key to a lot of our future science. So, here's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I don't want to build a Faraday cage to put over my preamp right there that's sitting on the ground. I don't want to shut off my router as I'm doing recordings because it provides a medium. It provides a way for this phenomena to function. It's like saying in outer space you can't, you know, it's like trying to generate sound in outer space without oxygen, without any kind of gases, you know, without any kind of particles, like that. So I'm gonna say that isolating that is not understanding the phenomena. So we're thinking about humans, how humans create, you know, how humans create sound to be picked up. Okay, by microphones. See, that's not the same. These beings, if scientists have not noticed, they're freaking invisible. Okay, you can pass an arm through them. Okay, how are they manipulating sound pressure waves? The electromagnetic spectrum. That's how. Through the quantum world, I do believe in that regard. So, what I'm looking for are logical responses to my logical questions or logical reactions to my logical logic in any in any way at all. So what I'm saying is during the course of this research I'm looking for coherent, clear audio that is related, or a clear response to what I'm speaking about, and that hasn't been hard for me to pick up in the past. I'm surprised that I was able to pick up voices on a 16-bit microphone. I'm surprised that, that we're not, and I guess I shouldn't be, because if you really think about it, why would these beings be limited only to a range of the frequencies that can be represented during 24-bit or 32-bit? These recordings existed long before 24-bit microphones. So, in fact, I think it was 8-bit first where clear recordings were captured. Clear recordings. I believe that Radave device was... It would have been... I need to learn more about that device, but I'm willing to bet the quality of those audio recordings would fit on that bit rate, you know, within, so a byte. Instead of, 4 bytes or 3 or 2. So I feel the research is a success. That being said, and if you really think about it, they are invisible. So they're going to use the electromagnetic spectrum to communicate, you know? That's how these devices work. That's how they function. So I think it's a misunderstanding for scientific experts to think that it's a proper control in this field to isolate electromagnetic spectrum. No, I don't think that's... I think I've got a perfect, almost... I think I've got a good environment here for experimentation because, like I said, the pattern of the microphone. Okay, and it doesn't have a really high gain. I mean, it's not... the gain's all the way up on this thing. So I think so now I'm going to proceed with my research. I may notate anything I discover. I don't have to. I'm pretty sure I'll get it here, you know? But they're here. I don't know if they want to talk, but they're here. Before I sign off on this recording, is there any being here that has anything to say? Can you introduce yourself? Tell me who you are. Am I still the progenitor? I will never Never forget those words. Progenitor. Yes, you are the progenitor. How do I get there? That's what I'm gonna find out.